live here on YouTube for the, what's the name of this race? The Credit One NASCAR, something. It's the Credit One NASCAR. It's the Credit One NASCAR card something or other. It's a really long name. I'm going to call it the Credit One 300 for short. Hopefully you guys don't mind the slight technicality. Yeah, it's the Credit One NASCAR Amex Credit Card 300. Again, I'll call it the Credit One 300 for short, as it is the name of the stream as well, just because, again, character limits. But we are here and ready for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race over on the CW. We are live over here. I understand, and I also know because I struggled to find the channel the first time when I first got back from Bristol. But yeah, CW is not an easy channel to find necessarily everywhere, so yeah, definitely something I think people would appreciate having another option for. Not to mention, if you just don't like the broadcasters, I'm here to have another option, so welcome on in. Just me today. Robert's back in town, but he's got some other stuff going on that he will not be here. As far as I'm aware, he won't be here either today or tomorrow, but hoping to have him back for either Martinsville or maybe the Phoenix weekend, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Because right now he's in the process of moving apartments, so he will be out for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and actually send him the link. But yeah, welcome on in, everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing these types of streams for the last 2 seasons, and definitely looking forward to keeping it going into next year. But definitely, it's going to be an interesting time here. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there we go. We are all set, and they are currently at commercial break, and again, we have not started, the race has not begun yet, so you are not missing anything at this point, as again, we are just waiting for this race to get ready to go. And let's go ahead and put up a quick poll for stage 1. Alright, here we go. Chandler. Smith. Oh, alright. My light just went off for some reason. Weird. There we go. Oh. We got something. Well, not necessarily the setting I wanted it on, but it will work. We'll have to check to make sure the vowels in Allgaier's name are spelled right, because that name is not easy to spell. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to say, which of those playoff drivers will have the best finish in stage number 1? Went and threw up 4 different playoff drivers. Figure that'll make for a good poll. And again, that is for stage 1. They're currently doing the national anthem. And yeah, we're going to be getting ready to go here. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I certainly am. For a nice, long 300-mile race. Then we got a 400-miler tomorrow with the NASCAR Cup Series, which we will also be here for. So there we go. There we go. And again, we are mere minutes away from the start of the NASCAR Xfinity Series race here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. So welcome on in, everybody, and yeah, you know what? Let's hear some predictions. Who do you guys think is going to win this race today? I'm going to go with Cole Custer, but would be curious to hear who you guys think could potentially go ahead and get this win here today. Alright, there we go. We got 9 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has popped in here to watch. And of course, if you guys are new here, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing these types of streams now for a little over a year. And actually closing in on 2 full seasons of NASCAR. And yeah, no signs of stopping anytime soon. Alright, let's see. So yeah, again, I think my money's on Cole Custer to win this NASCAR Xfinity Series race today, but would love to hear you guys' opinion. Alright, there we go. And just gonna go ahead and quickly check the Xfinity Series points, see where we're at in terms of the battle for the playoffs. So yeah, AJ Allmendinger locked himself in last weekend with the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Las Vegas. We were not able to be here, unfortunately, for that one, as I was busy that night. Yeah, but AJ Allmendinger was able to claim victory there and locked himself into the championship 4. So in terms of points, he doesn't need to really worry today. But there is still a long way to go in terms of the rest of the drivers, as there is a very tight spread between the field. Only 8 points between Chandler Smith and Austin Hill for the cut line. Then you got Jesse Love 13 points behind. 23 points down is Sam Mayer. Sammy Smith, essentially a must-win position. Same type of must-win position he was in at Talladega when he was able to find his way into victory lane. Justin Allgaier, 32 points above. He is, certainly, if he can maintain that 32 points by the end of this race, he'll feel very comfortable going into Martinsville. He'd feel more comfortable with a win, though. And then Cole Custer, 16 points above. That's not really enough to feel comfortable with a full race to go. But, it certainly is better than being below the cut line, so again, that is the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, and we are going to be getting ready to go. ready for this one. Also, as it is a Saturday day race, as we typically do on this channel, since you guys are opting to spend a decent chunk of your Saturday afternoon here with us, we are going to go ahead and keep you guys updated on college football scores throughout the day as well, so that if you guys end up missing one of your team's games, or just happen to want to know how your local college is doing, we'll go ahead and keep you guys updated. So, games from earlier today, the noon slate of games, you had Notre Dame versus Navy, Oklahoma versus Ole Miss, Washington and Indiana, and Ohio State versus Nebraska were the four games earlier today. And the results of those games were Notre Dame absolutely crushing Navy 51-14, probably showing why Notre Dame looks to be a potential playoff contender, especially with the 12-team playoff there in college football this year. Navy potentially looking like a little bit of an imposter there in that top 25 as a ranked team. Yeah, but also I understand the AP not wanting to put all the SEC teams into the ranking. And you had Ole Miss beating Oklahoma 26-14, a much closer game there, but Ole Miss going and flexing some muscle there on the Sooners. University of Indiana actually pulls out a win over Washington, 31-17, the final score there over the national final, the national finalist team there in the Washington Huskies. And Ohio State ekes out a win over Nebraska, 21-17, the final score in that game. Yeah, for the college football games that are going on currently, you've got Oregon versus Illinois going on. That game is currently 7-0 Oregon. BYU is currently up 7-0 over UCF, University of Central Florida. And then you've got the Alabama versus Missouri game, which I know I've got some friends tuning into that one. Yeah, which that game is currently 3-0 Alabama. And Texas versus Vanderbilt will be starting in a few minutes as we get ready to start this race. So that's a quick college football update for the college football fans. Again, I understand that you guys are spending your chunk of your Saturday here, but don't want you guys to miss out on any of the updates from those games. So periodically throughout the course of the race, we will go ahead and keep you guys updated on those as they go ahead and drivers are starting their engines. Here we go. Alright, so the engines are fired and we are ready to roll. So, welcome on in everybody. Hopefully everybody is having a good time. And let's go ahead and see where we're at on subscriber count. And Nope, not what I wanted to do. So they got another commercial break. When they come back from commercial, the cars will be rolling out onto the racetrack. Again, would love to hear who you guys think is going to win this NASCAR Xfinity Series race. As I actually think this is going to be a pretty good race, and I honestly think there's probably about 7 or 8 different drivers in this field who could possibly get the win here today. So, certainly would not rule out a potential surprising upset here. But, alright, so we are at 2734 on the subscriber count, and we are marching towards that eventual goal of hitting the goal of 3,000 by the end of the year. That is the optimistic goal, but we are still a long ways out from that. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Also got a little bit of lunch still to finish up as I was a little bit late getting back. Alright. So there we go. And let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and check Twitter for a for another update there. And let's see. Any updates over on the Twitters? Let's see. Not much going on over on Twitter. If you guys do want to go ahead and tweet at me, at RyanDyer99 is my Twitter handle. I also have been doing, I've also been posting immaculate grid challenges for everybody to go ahead and take part in over the course of the last week or two here. And planning on trying to make them a daily thing as much as I can. And for those of you guys who don't know what they are, in fact, we'll go ahead and pop one up on the screen here. We'll pop up today's for you guys. So there we go. So yeah, the way that these immaculate grids work, if you guys have not seen one of these things before, is you have a grid here and you basically try and list out drivers that would fit into each slot. So, for example, a BK Racing driver who also won in the NASCAR Pro Invitational Series would be Alex Bowman. I'll give you guys that free square. That is a free square, and I'll let you guys go ahead and, if you guys want to, over on Twitter, can go ahead and fill in the rest of the grid. But, yeah, again, I've been posting these things daily. It's actually been quite fun trying to come up with fun and unique grids for the each and every day, trying to make sure I'm not reusing teams and whatnot too frequently. So every once in a while there will be a team that gets repeated just because it's the nature of trying to come up with one each and every day and only having 9 slots. And some teams in the series are just way too new and they don't have the history. But yeah, so that is the Immaculate Grid thing. We'll leave that up there until we are doubled up and ready to go green. But that is, I think, just about everything to talk about here before we get ready for the stream. Alright, let's see. A little bit of an update, by the way, from the truck race, which happened earlier on today. Connor Jones, I believe a Truck Series rookie this year. He's only made 12 starts this year. He's on a part-time basis. Drove right into the back of and demolished the back bumper of the number 42 truck of Matt Mills. And ultimately, Matt Mills was brought by helicopter to a local hospital, hoping and praying that he is okay. We'll give you guys updates on that situation as soon as they are available, but at the moment, that is the latest update that we have. And Connor Jones opted not to speak to the media after the race, so honestly, probably not a bad idea for him to choose not to go ahead and talk to them, considering what he was facing for in terms of the public perception. But yep, so there we go. They're talking about the point standings here. Again, AJ Allmendinger, he is through to the championship 4 no matter what. But then you've got, again, Allgaier, Custer, and Chandler Smith all above the cut line, and the top 3 playoff drivers starting this race are those 3. Which means it is going to be an uphill battle for guys like Austin Hill, Sam Mayer, obviously Sammy Smith. And here we go, starting with the grid. Chandler Smith and Sheldon Creed, pair of Joe Gibbs Racing drivers on the front row. Eric Almirola and Cole Custer in row 2. Connor Zilich and Jesse Love will be back in row number 7. Austin Hill back in row 8 as well. Again, the playoff grid is actually somewhat compacted there. Then you've got a couple of guys going to the rear of the field, like Matt DiBenedetto, SVG, to name a couple of them. Dylan Lupton in the number 15 for AM Racing. Feel like we hadn't gotten a real chance to talk about him. About him in that move much, since we didn't stream last weekend's Xfinity Series race. But we are here and ready to get this race underway here. So it looks like they're doubled up and ready to go. So we will go ahead and hide away the grid, and we are ready to go racing. Hopefully you guys are excited. Again, if you guys are, we are trying our best to hit that sub goal. So well, let's see if I can go ahead and get the sub goal actually up on the screen here. Oh, there we go. And we'll go ahead and put it up. Yeah, I think that looks okay. There we go. Figure, put the sub goal up there, and hopefully we can keep a live track of it along with the stream as we get going. But again, we are mere moments away from this race taking the green flag. So again, thank you guys for everybody who has decided to spend a bit of this afternoon here with me. And again, would love to see your guys' predictions for who you guys think is going to win this race. Not a lot of time. As I say, not a lot of time left before the start of it if you want to make a prediction before the race. Looks like based on the voting on the poll, looks like Cole Custer with a little bit of a lead going in here on the poll for who we think is going to have the best run in stage 1 here. Now again, it is definitely going to be interesting to see. I believe stages 1 and 2 of the truck race, if I'm not mistaken, went caution free. I was only listening to it on the radio at work, but yeah, definitely appeared to be that it was a fairly clean beginning to the race, and then basically once that second stage ended, the gloves came off and it got they got to fighting, which obviously led to the intentional wreck that we saw, and again the injury right now to Matt Mills. Pace car is off though. Field in the hands of the Joe Gibbs Racing drivers. Chandler Smith on the outside, Creed on the inside. And here we go. It is going to be green, green, green. Green flag is out, and we are racing here in Homestead. Alright, so Chandler Smith on the outside. He's got 2 Joe Gibbs Racing cars on the inside line. One would have imagined that maybe one of the 2 Joe Gibbs cars maybe back off, try and leave a spot for the 81 to get them all 3 in line. But ultimately, doesn't look like the 18 of Sheldon Creed didn't want to check up to let him in, and he carried too much momentum to go ahead and drop in behind Sheldon Creed. But now they've completed the first lap, they were able to find a way to orchestrate that, as the 81 carrying a ton of speed off the corner was able to clear Sheldon Creed, and that now makes their 1-2-3 tandem at the front all lined up and ready to go. Again, Cole Custer making his way all the way up to 3rd here on the start, and he's going to try and or all the way up to 4th, going to try and make it to 3rd if he can. But yeah, right now though, AJ Allmendinger up there into the 5th position. He's got nothing to lose today. You know what I'm saying? And because he has nothing to lose today, he can run that higher line with no real risk. Riley Herbst, another one of the drivers who another driver who doesn't have a lot to risk, because he was eliminated from the playoffs after the Charlotte Roval. He could definitely go up to the top line, try and feel it out for Cole Custer, because in all reality, the biggest thing Stewart-Haas has going for them at this point in the season is getting a is getting their 00 car into the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship 4. They don't have a Cup driver running for the playoffs anymore. And again, they're the one and only car from their team that can still win a championship here in their final season will be the 00 of Cole Custer. Well, I say their final season. They are continuing as the Haas factory team next season, but for the Tony Stewart version of this team, which will be getting shelved after this year. Alright, so there we go. And again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I certainly am. Currently only 5 laps in, and they're showing some highlights of the 20 and the 18 cars trying to work together, and ultimately that just not working out super well between Eric Amarillo and the doubles in the 20 and Sheldon Creed, who is driving that number 18 car. But again, it's one of those things that Creed's not in the playoffs, Amarillo's not in the playoffs, and neither one necessarily has a duty to work with the other one. Alright, so here we go. Sam Mayer coming around the top side, gonna get around the outside of Allgaier here, and gonna try and see if he can march to the front of the field. So here we go. 7 laps down, 45 laps in stage number 1. It's going to be a quick stage 1. But here we go. To the back bumper of Love goes the 7. So the 2 and the 7 working together the best they can. The 7 all the way against the fence. There is no gap there. Alright, so here we go. Again, Love all by himself into the corner. He's got his teammate Austin Hill behind him. But when he goes to that top side of the track, he ends up having the he ends up having the 7 all up in his rear bumper, which is not exactly the right, or not exactly the place you want to end up being here. This time the 2 runs right against the fence, and the 7 draws to the inside. Alright, so right now though, Austin Hill versus Justin Allgaier, they're fighting it out for the 9th place on track here. Right behind the 2-car Love. So 10 laps in, and we're working our way through this one. Everybody kind of taking a nice, slow and steady approach, but Sam Mayer is on a charge. There we go. Sam Mayer on the charge all the way to the top of the fence, and curious to see what ends up happening here. Alright, so right now though, the 98 of Riley Herbst there seems to be slowing up pretty much everything. Alright, come on. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick, and we will be right back. Not sure. I'm kind of low-key. I expect them to maybe go to a commercial break by now, but they have actually done a good job of not going to commercial. Oh, yep, here we go. They're going to commercial break right now. I'm going to use the bathroom, and I will be right back, guys. we are back. Don't worry, we didn't go far. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. Where are we at in terms of the track? Okay, here we go. The 21 and the 2 are actually starting to battle. The two RCR cars going a little bit toe-to-toe here. I believe they are both still in the hunt for a NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and double-check that to verify it. Yep, they are both still in the playoffs. And there we go. Austin Hill goes by his teammate Jesse Love, and now Jesse Love is going to be potentially out to the out on his own here against Justin Allgaier, a much more experienced opponent. In fact, Justin Allgaier, as far as I'm aware, is the most veteran driver in the entire field. Speaking of veterans, though, in the field, you got Eric Almirola and AJ Allmendinger going at it now, battling for position as AJ Allmendinger trying to clear Eric Almirola on the bottom, but Almirola having that run off to the high side is going to make it a hard one to overtake just like that. Alright, so there we go. And again, 30 laps to go in this stage as they just crossed the 15 lap mark here. Sheldon Creed dropping like a rock, though. Let's see, Creed is falling like a rock all the way back to the back to 11th place here. Sammy Smith, really the only playoff driver we have not seen or heard from much today, outside of having seen him on the starting lineup in the mid-pack. Alright, so there we go, and they are coming back from commercial break, and again, Cole Custer and AJ Allmendinger up to second and third. Almirola dropping back. And, oh, okay, so that's what happened to Sheldon Creed. He got really loose right in front of Sam Mayer, and nothing Mayer could have done to really baby Alright, let's see. Again, right now, though, Sheldon Creed trying to fight as hard as he can to try and get back up into this top 10 and stay there, but again, when every other playoff driver is in that top Alright, so here we go. Again, 19 laps to go. About to be 20 as Austin Hill starting to reel in the 98 of Riley Herbst, and Sam Mayer just ahead of him. It's going to be a fun one here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so here we go. Riley Herbst and Sammy Smith right against, or not Sammy Smith, Sam Mayer right against the wall. Hill all the way to the bottom and just cannot build much, if any, momentum here. Alright, so yeah, here we go. Let's see. So yeah, as of right now, with the playoff drivers all finishing where they are currently, Chandler Smith being the leader would lock himself into the championship 4. Cole Custer would take a 31-point lead. Alright, let's see. Alright, there we go. still starting to make a little bit of that progress here. Again, 28 and 23 points above currently for Allgaier and Custer. Yeah, sitting above that cut line, but if Chandler Smith were to lose this race, I think that conversation between those two becomes a lot closer. Alright, here we go. Let's see. So yeah, right now, Jesse Love, he's hanging on in 8th place, but he's hanging on by a thread here. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. Is that Parker Kligerman going a lap down already? Yeah, Parker Kligerman a lap down already as Riley Herbst is lapping. Oh, wait, no, sorry. That's not Parker Kligerman getting a lap down. That's, that is the 2 car of Jesse Love. Alright, let's see again. Right now, we're working our way through this one. Let's say the biggest battle on track right now is definitely the battle of Sheldon Creed trying to fight his way back up the grid. Meanwhile, all the other drivers trying to hang on and hold him back down the grid. Meanwhile, here we go. Let's see what happens to Riley Smith. Alright, so yeah, right now we're just working our way through this one. It is a long race, and again, I'm gonna need to get some water here under the next commercial break, some ice water. But right now, though, Chandler Smith, Cole Custer hanging within a half second, so it certainly is close enough that that something could happen. Alright, here we go. Let's see. 19 laps to go. And again, right now, Chandler Smith hanging on to a comfortable lead here of about half second over Cole Custer. Eric Almirola in 4th here, holding off and here we go. Actually, this is the battle for the lead. Sorry, I thought this was the battle with Almirola, but then they quickly cut between them. Here we go. Chandler Smith. Down the back straightaway. He's got the 88 right behind him. So yeah, right now though, the 81 of Chandler Smith holding off the 00 of Cole Custer, but not by much and not for long here. As here we go, the 00 looking up the inside, dives to the bottom of the racetrack, gonna take the shorter way around. And there we go, he gets loose, slides just that little bit. Yeah, right now. Alright, let's see. Alright, so again, Chandler Smith doing everything he can to try and hold off Parker Cleveland, or not Parker Cleveland, hold off Cole Custer. Alright, let's see. Mason Maggio currently the last car on the lead lap. Stage one's already almost done. 3 laps to go in stage number 1. And wow. Stage 1 is really just flown by quick here. Amarola to the front of the field. Yeah, Austin Hill to second. Cole Custer has ended up in the 3rd position after all of this shuffling around. And here goes some more shuffling around as Eric Amarola gets shuffled in. Austin Hill to the point. There we go. Man. There we go. Pit road is closed with 2 laps to go. Again, Austin Hill taking the lead of the race here. And it looks like Cole Custer going to try and take 2nd place. Yeah, Justin Allgaier in 5th right now. Allmendinger 6th. Yeah. Chandler Smith, he was your pole sitter. He's hanging on to 8th place right now. Currently the worst of the 4 drivers I put in the pole. And here we go. Alright, final lap. Here we go. And now the 21 of Austin Hill. He's diving to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to try and gain as many points as he can here. 10 points here for winning stage 1. That would be a great way to start this one off. The car number 43. If he can lap that would be another car lapped here. Meanwhile, Cole Custer fighting against the 18 of Sheldon Creed. The 00 slides back and off turn 4. It's gonna be. There we go. 21 gets it done. 21 gets stage number 1. Eric Amarola, Sheldon Creed, the top 3. Justin Allgaier and Cole Custer round out your top 5. Sam Mayer, AJ Allmendinger, Riley Herbst, Chandler Smith, and Ryan Sieg. Ryan Sieg jumps in there at the last moment to claim that 10th and final spot in the in the stage points. There we go. All right. Again, I'm gonna go get some water, and I will be right back, guys. Man. back here. Sorry about the lack of energy. Hopefully, some ice water will hopefully help keep the energy up. As we are getting ready for stage number 2 here. And looks like we are going to have a very heavy field of playoff drivers. In fact, 7 of the front 8 are made up of your 8 playoff drivers currently. The only driver of those is Riley Herbst, the only non-playoff driver up there right now. And here they go, coming down pit road. We got Austin Hill, Cole Custer, Sam Bayer, and Justin Allgaier all coming down to pit road. And we are ready for this one. Alright, we are all set up. That's all working. And there we go. Coming off pit road, here we go. Hill Amarola hangs on to that second position. Cole Custer jumps up to third, gaining 2 spots there. The Stewart-Haas pit crews are on fire today. Stewart-Haas gaining 2 spots. Riley Herbst gaining 3 spots on pit road. There we go. A couple of drivers gaining some good spots. And, yeah, again, Miami, say, one of the biggest party cities on the East Coast. After coming from one of the biggest party destinations on the West Coast in Vegas last week. I mean, either one of these tracks would make for a good championship venue. I know Homestead was that track for a long time, and it is a NASCAR-owned track, which could make it a good candidate for a potential 2026 championship. But personally, I think Vegas would make for a very good championship racetrack. The only downside is obviously the championship race is currently hosted by a NASCAR-owned venue. I don't really see a world in which NASCAR would give up their the spot of a NASCAR-owned venue in the championship date to a SMI-owned track. And I think Vegas has been very successful as an SMI-owned track, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But at least that would be my opinion. I think that would be a cool championship venue. Yeah, but yeah, my pick for the win, though, Cole Custer still hanging on pretty good. So yeah, so top 11, we have 7 of the top 11 are all championship contenders here. Yeah, and let's see, where is Sanchez at? Or not Sanchez. Nick Sanchez is in the Xfinity Series. He's not in this race today. Let's see. He will be in the in this stacked rookie class next year in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Let's see. So the other playoff driver of Sammy Smith, he is tail end of the lead lap in 32nd position. That is a long way for him to climb, and he is going to be missing out on a ton of points. I think at this point, Sammy Smith, if he wasn't already thinking it coming into this race, I think he has to be thinking must win either here or at Martinsville. Coming into this race, it wasn't mathematically required because of the fact that obviously he had 2 races worth of potentially bad days for other drivers or good days for him. But clearly today has not been a great day, and every other playoff driver inside the top 11. That is going to be a hard one for Smith to overcome. Again, he could very well just go out here and win a race in the... he could win this week or show up next week with a ton of speed at Martinsville. But, again, that is a lot of pressure to be putting on a driver who already went through a must-win situation in the previous round and pulled it off with a win at Talladega. There we go, coming back from the commercial break, and they got Cole Custer doing a thing with the guys from wrestling. from the WWE. And yeah, we are settling in here. Let's go ahead and see. Alright, let's see. Just double checking some stuff as we are going to be getting ready. And, oh yeah, here we go. Quick college football update because I forgot. Kind of left that alone in stage one. So Oregon is up 21-3 over Illinois. BYU is up 17-7 over University of Central Florida there in their game. The Alabama-Missouri game is still deadlocked at 3-0 here, which, hey, Missouri's defense is doing University of Missouri's defense is doing an amazing job. And Texas and Vanderbilt are locked in a 7-7 tie right now. So that is a quick college football update. And again, here we go. We're up. Oh, man. Pace car is off. Field in the hands of the 21 and the 20. Man, come on. And here we go. Austin Hill leads them down into turn one as they fan out 3 wide behind. The double... man, come on. The 0-0 of Cole Custer. The 18 of Creed. Alright, here we go. Man, come on. Alright, so Austin Hill, Eric Amarola, Cole Custer, AJ Allmendinger, and... oh, come on. And Sheldon Creed hold down those top 5 spots, although Ryan Sieg trying to come for those spots. And Ryan Sieg, yeah, for those of you guys who didn't manage to catch last week's race, Ryan Sieg ended up coming up so close in a oh, come on. Ryan Sieg ended up coming up so close to the victory in overtime out in Las Vegas. Ultimately just wasn't able to get around AJ Allmendinger for the win. Oh, man. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Eric Amarola looking to the bottom of the racetrack, looking for the lead of the race. Austin Hill, though, on that preferred top line, which is so famous here at Homestead-Miami for having that top line being the preferred lane here at Homestead. One of a few tracks that is very well known for having that top line being so dominant. And again, a win by either Austin Hill or Chandler Smith would be absolutely disastrous for for the other one to go ahead and have a shot to try and win this race. These hiccups are gonna annoy me throughout this race of trying to commentate. But yeah, so right now Austin Hill leading the race. Him or Chandler Smith would be an absolute disaster situation for the other driver of those two, as they are both right around that cut line and fighting for the points to try and point their way into the championship 4. And right now Jesse Love actually putting a bit of defense on, trying to hold back the 81. Currently running in 6th and 7th place here. And obviously each position is another point, and actually, considering the fact that stage 2 has not finished up yet, each stage is another 2 points. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, I think the real points is that Austin Hill and Chandler Smith are currently in a dead tie. Of course, based on stage 2 results and finish of the race, it could be very different, but at least in terms of the points that they actually have in the bank right now, I believe that they are actually tied on points. But right now with Austin Hill showing us the leader, though, Chandler Smith would be 22 points out as they run. Jesse Love 35 points out, and Sam Mayer 52 points out, and Sammy Smith would no doubt be in a must-win position, 101 points out. I think Mayer would be in a must-win as well at 52 points below, but that is not mathematically eliminated yet as far as I'm aware. I would have to look at the exact numbers and all quote-unquote possible scenarios, but again, possible does not equal probable. Just because it's possible that AJ Allmendinger, or I guess not Allmendinger because he's already locked up his spot, but it's possible that someone like Cole Custer goes and gets disqualified in post-race tech and catches a cold or something that makes him unable to travel to Martinsville next weekend, but it is just not probable to plan on that in terms of trying to make the championship 4. And that's why anytime really, I think once you are hovering around that 30, 35 points, especially with one race to go, that's where I start to look at it as about 30 points a race is usually where I look at it as if you need more than 30 points per race, you're essentially a must-win driver at that point. And again, that's the way I look at it when it comes to a must-win. These drivers are, and teams have probably run through 1,000 other scenarios that maybe they see a different number. I know in all reality, the maximum amount of points any one driver could gain in a single race is 55 without winning the race, because obviously the win changes everything. So max points without winning a race would be 55. That would be 2 stage wins and a second place finish in the race. But that would be assuming that your opponent earned 0 points, which they're guaranteed to earn 1 point just by showing up and starting the race. So realistically, that's 54 points that you can gain on them per race. And that's, again, assuming a perfect day for you, aside from the checkered flag and a dead last finish from your opponent. If they can manage to gain a couple of spots from avoiding 1 or 2 big ones, maybe, but yeah. Alright, there we go. Alright, so 26 laps to go in stage number 2. We've crossed the 1/4 mark here in this race. We'll be nearing the we'll be nearing halfway when we get to the end of this stage. We'll be about 5 laps away from halfway. About 10 laps away, sorry. 10 laps away from halfway. William Sawalich recently announced that he will be driving in the NASCAR Xfinity Series next year for Joe Gibbs Racing on a full-time basis. Meanwhile, he is also getting his NASCAR Xfinity Series debut today. And oh, here we go. Coming down to pit road, it's going to be Riley Herbst making a green flag pit stop. That is not normally something that one would do here under normal circumstances. My guess is maybe a tire going down here. Let's see if I can get subtitles going up here for us, so I can actually read the... Alright, there we go. So I can read the thing, but here we go. Let's see. But yeah, Riley Herbst on pit road getting fuel and tires here. Getting 4 tires. I don't really know what the strategy is here. Again, 45 laps into the stage. You can make that, I believe, on 1 tank of fuel as far as I'm aware. So I don't really see what the point would be of making this extra pit stop. Unless you're able to... I mean, maybe if you're able to make this pit stop without losing a lap, but I don't see that as possible here. So, just with how fast the laps are at a 1.5 mile track, you can use. I know back at Pocono and Indy, it used to be that as long as you were within 10 seconds of the leader, you could usually make a pit stop and come out just ahead of the leader to avoid going a lap down. And especially if you, let's say, if you had a teammate that was leading, let's say Cole Custer was leading, not Austin Hill, then maybe you could pull off a strategy like this to stay on the lead lap. But yeah, Riley Herbst 1 lap down, and we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening here. But certainly not an easy and not a strategy I would have employed out of anything other than necessity. If I had a flat tire, obviously, if he had a flat tire, it makes total sense that you kind of didn't have a choice in the matter. And here we go, Sheldon Creed and Chandler Smith going at it down the stretch here as they get ready to go into turn number 3 and 4. Creed and Allgaier right against the fence. Chandler Smith all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, just hanging on to the bottom of the line there. Jesse Love also trying to make his way around the 7th of Allgaier here, put Allgaier back to 9th. Again, this is starting to put Allgaier in a position where, one, his gap to the cut line not only slashed by the fact that one of those cut line drivers now has a win to lock himself into the playoffs or into the championship or a theoretical win because he's leading the race, but then you also have the fact that as he's losing out on some of these points, he now might get passed by Cole Custer in terms of points as they run, which would not be a good thing. There we go. Allgaier right around the fence again. We already saw him actually get into the fence a couple laps ago. Didn't look like anything super major at the time, but again, every little bit of wall contact, you never want to necessarily run the risk of a tire going down. And more wall contact right there, just a little bit, as he's scraping that outside wall, trying to run as fast as he possibly can. I don't know. I would be a little bit cautious of running that far up the track. And that's why I think this track is such a tricky one for a lot of drivers to run. And in all honesty, it's why you don't see a lot of repeat winners here. I mean, for the Cup Series specifically, aside from Denny Hamlin, who has 3 wins at Homestead-Miami, you really don't see a whole lot of drivers having multiple wins here. I mean, Kyle Busch has 2. His 2 championship, both of his championship opportunities both came via winning the Homestead finale. But like most every other driver in the Cup Series, for the most part, has only one win at Homestead, if not less. A lot of them haven't even gotten a single win at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. And again, most of those drivers that do have wins are champions, because obviously this race was the championship 4 decider for many of years. And until last year, in the championship 4 era, from 2014 to 2023, you needed to win that race ultimately to seal the championship. 2014 through 2022, the final race of the season was won by the eventual champion. So just a little something to think about. And again, obviously Ross Chastain last year at Phoenix was able to overwrite that. He won the race, but wasn't part of the championship 4, so Blaney ended up getting that one. But yeah, it's just one of those fun storylines to talk about at a track that is truly a really tough one to race your way around. Alright, so there we go. And again, they're getting ready to go to a commercial break. 15 laps to go. Are they going to side by side, or is this going to be a full screen commercial break? Alright, they're going to go to side by side, so we're going to be able to keep talking about this and be able to see this battle play out for the race. So yeah, this race has actually been a pretty good one, though. I know I was kind of dozing off in stage 1 just because I worked a full shift earlier today, but honestly, this has actually been a pretty good pretty solid race so far. And again, a lot of these NASCAR Truck and Xfinity Series races usually turn up the intensity in the final stage once the battle for the fuel mileage is kind of off the table, and and it's all about trying to go for that win and that golden ticket to the championship 4. I will say, Shane Van Gisbergen is a name we have not mentioned at all today. After he dropped, or we mentioned it as he was dropping to the rear to start the race, but we have not mentioned it once since then. Also, quick college football updates. We got Oregon going up 28-3 over the University of Illinois. BYU takes a 17-10 lead over University of Central Florida as they are heading towards halftime in that game. Oregon versus Illinois, they just passed the 2-minute warning in their game for the first half. Alabama, Missouri is also coming down to the end of their first half in their game, as Alabama has now doubled their score and gone up 6-0. Actually, I guess you could say both teams have doubled their score, because Missouri also doubled their 0 to go to 0. And Texas has now broken the tie with Vanderbilt and has gone up 14-7 with 11:31 left in their second quarter there in that game as well. So a little bit of a quick college football update there for you guys. And again, I thank you guys for everybody that has opted to stay here and stay a part of this live stream. I know you guys have 1,000 different ways you guys could have chose to spend your Saturday. I'm glad you guys are spending even just a portion of it here with me. Because, here we go. 10 laps to go now in stage 2. 10 more times around here. We got Riley Herbst diving to the inside here on the 81 of Chandler Smith. That battle is not for position, as Riley Herbst is on fresher tires here and absolutely just trying to tear it up after his unscheduled pit stop earlier on in the stage. He's going to try and see if he can make his way all the way back up to the lead. Not sure where Riley Herbst is in terms of that battle, because Riley Herbst is not inside the top 10, which is a little bit curious. Let's see. Riley Herbst is in the... Riley Herbst wouldn't be for position. It would be Chandler Smith, so he just passed 8th place for position. So he's making his way towards the front of the field. And let's see, is he at least in the free pass position? He should be, since he's the only lap down car on fresh tires. And yet Riley Herbst is in the free pass position, so when we get to the end of stage 2, if he hasn't already fought his way all the way back up to the lead lap, he should be able to get his lap back at that point, assuming that Austin Hill does not catch Ryan Ellis, who is the final car on the lead lap. If Ryan Ellis gets caught there, that would be an absolute worst case scenario for him. And Sammy Smith is not much further up the line there. If Sammy Smith cannot pick up the pace, again, currently 102 points below the cut line as they run, and that will be a really bad. Sammy Smith again will be essentially a must-win at Martinsville. I think he's already a must-win here in Martinsville, based on the way that he's run these first 2 races. And let's just be honest, I don't see a win coming today from where he's at right now. So here we go. We got Allmendinger trying to fight with Cole Custer here for second position. Those 2 drivers. Cole Custer trying to fight his way into that championship 4. Allmendinger already there with his win from last week. Alright, there we go. And right now, Leland Honeyman Jr. hanging on to that lead lap spot as well, as he is just ahead of Sammy Smith. And here comes Leland Honeyman Jr. to pit road with 6 laps to go in the stage. Leland Honeyman Jr. pits. Why would he pit? No. Wow, that car is actually quite blank, too. I don't know if he had a crash in qualifying and they didn't have time to fully rewrap the car and instead spent their time getting the backup ready, but again, I don't know because I didn't pay attention to a lot of the Xfinity Series practice and qualifying yesterday. But here we go, the 16 to the top of the track. AJ Allmendinger, he's 3 seconds back. I don't know what he thinks he's going to do outside of securing second, which he's already starting to gap the driver for second here between himself and the 00 of Cole Custer. So I don't really know what more there is to do here. And we got a spin from Nick Lights. Nick Lights goes around, and that is going to be a caution flag. No, Nick. The number 92 DGM Racing Chevy there goes for a spin. A very colorful car there for the number 92. Actually gives me Miami Dolphins vibes there with the teal and orange combo. And again, caution flag with 4 laps to go on the stage. If we have a quickie yellow, we may see ourselves a dash for the championship. Or not for the championship, but a dash for stage points here. And also, the free pass recipient should be Riley Herbst. Assuming that Nick Lights was already a lap down at the time of the spin. That would put Riley Herbst as the free pass recipient. We'll have to wait and see. But I think Nick Lights may have just given now the blown tire is just tearing apart that front fender, and that is a really no good day there for the 92. Now that he say one mistake and it all starts to unravel. Let's see again. Right now, the 21 of Austin Hill hanging on to that lead, but it is going to be an interesting one to see what ends up happening. And alright, they go to commercial break. I'm going to go ahead and use the bathroom real quick, and we will be right back, guys. Don't you go anywhere. Alright, and we are back here before the end of the stage. But it does appear like we are going to see this stage end under caution, considering the fact that they went to commercial break. So that would mean that Austin Hill will sweep the stages here. And, yeah, Riley Herbst will be back on the lead lap for the end of the race, at least. So ultimately, the extra pit stop, assuming that it was necessary, will end up going ahead and... Oh, hey, there we go. A commercial with Austin Terrio, former NASCAR Cup Series driver from the great state of Maine. Yeah, my home state. Political ad, because he is actually currently one of our... he's currently a congressman, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's running for political office after driving for a number of teams, including Rick Ware Racing and Junior Motorsports, to name a few, in the NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series throughout his career. Suffered ultimately a career-ending injury at Talladega, where he ultimately opted to step away from the sport, which was unfortunate. But again, you can't not respect a guy for going and making the right decision for himself and his family when it comes to stepping away from sports after a injury that, again, could have been a career ender. And again, if he had another injury and made it worse, you're always worried about that. So there we go. And yep, they cross the green and white checkers here under the caution flag. And your stage 2 winner is Austin Hill. AJ Allmendinger second, Cole Custer third, Ryan Sieg fourth, and Eric Almirola rounding out your top 5. Sheldon Creed 6th, 7th, Justin Allgaier, 8th, Chandler Smith, 9th, Jesse Love, and William Sawalich coming home inside the top 10 for stage 2. Parker Kligerman, the first driver to miss out on points. Ultimately, the points don't really matter for Parker Kligerman, as he is not part of the NASCAR Xfinity Series round of 8 here this year, after losing in overtime to Sam Mayer at the Charlotte Roval in what very well could have ended up being, if NASCAR had held the caution a mere moment longer, could have ultimately just been a Parker Kligerman win. But again, I think they got the call right, looking back at that race. And ultimately, I don't care how late they make the call, as long as they make the right call, I'm in support of it. Again, making the right call is never a bad thing, as long as they get the call right in the end. And here they all come down pit road, and we're going to be getting ready for pit stops here. Eric Almirola finds his pit box first. Austin Hill, Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, and Chandler Smith, the 4 drivers on tap here for this one. We got Austin Hill making his pit stop first. Allgaier and Chandler Smith have found theirs, as their pit boxes are further down pit road, including Chandler Smith, the pole sitter, whose pit box is almost all the way down at the end of pit road. 13-4 for Hill, 13-7 for Custer, and coming out of pit road, it's going to be Austin Hill, Cole Custer gaining a spot on pit road, Almirola gaining 2, AJ Allmendinger losing 2 spots, Jesse Love gaining 4 spots on pit road, Ryan Sieg losing 2, Creed also losing a spot on pit road, which is not exactly what you want to be seeing here, but man, Jesse Love's pit crew just killed it for him, getting him a 4-spot advantage just off of pit stops. I mean, that is incredible. So there we go. And again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new, so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. Again, we've been doing every single NASCAR Truck Xfinity Cup race that I have been available for. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. We are hoping to, again, try and break that 3,000 subscriber mark here. Alright, here we go. And showing a replay of last year's Martinsville race, the Championship 4 cutoff race, where ultimately both RCR cars got knocked out of the playoffs as Sheldon Creed got moved up the track, hit the brakes right in front of his teammate, and ultimately lost the race by a matter of inches to Justin Allgaier in the final stretch. So again, the points as they run right now look very bleak for guys like Chandler Smith and Jesse Love, who are both 23 and 36 points below the cut line, essentially making it a must-win race almost at Martinsville. Again, 23 points is somewhat overcomable, but again, my magic number is about 30. So Jesse Love, if he finishes 36 points to the below the cut line at the end of this race, I think that's going to put him in a very much a must-win spot at Martinsville. Now, the good thing is, if his teammate does get the win, then the RCR team can put all their efforts into trying to get their other driver into the Championship 4 by winning Martinsville. Again, the unfortunate part about that is that would be their only path to getting him there, versus if he were able to somehow pull off the win here today. If Love wins it today, then Hill would be a little bit closer to be. Hill would only be about 15, 20 points out going into Martinsville and wouldn't be in a must win. Lights are out of the pace car, 95 laps down, 105 to go, as the pace car is going to dive for pit road, and we are going to leave the field in the hands of the 21 and the 00. Green flag is out, and we are back to racing. And here we go. Let's see. No idea what we're going to see here down the stretch, but Yeah, certainly it's going to be an interesting one. And all the way to the outside, Parker Kligerman on the outside of 3, maybe even 4 wide further on back there as the drivers start to fan out. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead, though, it is on. You've got Cole Custer. He's got the top side of the racetrack. He wants to try and see if he can maybe make that top line work. And speaking of the top line, Eric Almirola goes even higher than Custer. As Almirola maybe tries to take that one, might be looking to try and take it 3 wide here in the near future. We'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, you've got Cole Custer and Austin Hill fighting side by side with his lead, going back and forth, trying to side draft each other down these straightaways. Austin Hill all the way to the bottom, trying to get away from the side draft now here, as he's going to try and clear Cole Custer. He does so. He clears Cole Custer and starts to slide up to the top of the track, and they shut the door on Eric Almirola. But now down to the bottom of the racetrack goes Cole Custer. To the middle goes Almirola. Almirola to the middle. And Cole Custer gets out ahead of them both, and now Custer can try and block whichever driver he thinks has the momentum off the corner here, which he ultimately goes up to the top side to block the 21 of Hill. To the bottom goes Almirola, former Stewart-Haas teammate there with Cole Custer. Those two were teammates both on the Xfinity side and more specifically on the Cup side of things during Cole Custer's NASCAR Cup Series stint that he had. Of course, he will be having another Cup Series stint starting next year, as he will be going back to the NASCAR Cup Series. But Eric Almirola, though, a driver that Custer is very familiar with the driving style of and personality of, which is definitely a benefit when you're trying to figure out and predict how you think someone is going to race you. If you can have a pretty good handle on what kind of driving style they have and how aggressive they like to get, it can make it a lot easier to predict what they are going to do. But Almirola today, though, has looked like a very different style than what he looked like in Cup. He's looked aggressive, obviously only on a part-time basis, but he looks like a guy who wants to win. And every race car driver does, but in his time in Cup, he actually seemed a lot more timid and more on the side of he's going to play it safe. But today he's been taking risks. He's going to make, saying most of them have paid off so far. But yeah, here we go. Let's see. Austin Hill all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. Cole Custer to the top. There we go. And again, Austin Hill makes the pass and gets by Almirola. Now he's up to second place here and going to be making the charge as they cross the halfway mark. Say, if we did see any rain today, that would make the race official tonight. But again, there has been no rain in the forecast. We have not seen rain in a long while in NASCAR. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, we're just past halfway. And this battle for the top 5, all the way through the top 5, while they've settled down for the moment, Ryan Sieg up to 4th. You know Ryan Sieg wants this win, and he is making this 28 car look really, really good. I mean, that pink number 28 car, he nearly won in the 28 last week. And another mile and a half, another shot for Ryan Sieg to potentially pick up that first career win here as he goes up to the top of the racetrack in behind another driver who has driven the number 28 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series recently, as Eric Almirola was able to pilot the number 28 to victory lane at Sonoma a couple years ago. And Uh-oh, AJ Allmendinger really loose in there as he gets in behind Ryan Sieg and tries to dip out of the line there. And to the bottom of the track, 3 wide goes Chandler Smith, who clears them both for a 2-for-1 overtake. And there we go, Chandler Smith to 5th. So Chandler Smith just overtook both of them for 5th place, dropping Allmendinger to 6th and Ryan Sieg to 7th here as they are starting to get somewhat single filed out. Nope, here we go. AJ Allmendinger back to the inside. Allmendinger going to try and take 4th, or trying to take 5th away, and oh! He slams the door and really makes a ton of contact there. He was not clear, but he manages to avoid wrecking them as they go 3 wide down the straightaway as Ryan Sieg on the bottom there, driving that number 28. In a very aggressive set of races here, or in a very aggressive set of laps here. Again, AJ Allmendinger should count himself very lucky that he did not take out that 81 car there, because if he took out the 81 there, I can almost guarantee you that 81 will return the favor at Phoenix while Allmendinger is going for a championship. So, you certainly don't want to be angering a guy who would be extremely bitter at the final race of the season. Especially not when it's a guy who is actually very fast and reasonably could be right around you as you're fighting for a championship. In fact, right now, Austin Hill and Chandler Smith are only 6 points apart here. They're 12 points apart in terms of the battle for the final spot in the championship 4 now that Cole Custer has taken the lead. Obviously, on the laps where Austin Hill jumps back to the top, that gap widens to 22 points between Custer and Smith for the transfer spot. But again, right now, Custer and Hill leading are the 2 worst case scenarios for Chandler Smith. Because Chandler Smith really doesn't want to end up losing the... now, ideally, for Chandler Smith, he would rather see Cole Custer win because he is closer to Austin Hill on points than he is to Cole Custer. Essentially, it's 10 less points that he would have to gain at Martinsville. Assuming, again, that the race ended, within the next 2 laps and he had to pick one of these 2 to win. Obviously, we are a long ways away from that. Yeah, but here we go. Let's see. 109 laps down so far, though. And again, they are hard charging here towards the end of the race. But again, this race is far from over as the 00 and the 21 continue to go at it here. The 21 Austin Hill trying everything he can to try and get by Cole Custer. Cole Custer, I think, has the superior race car, though, today. And again, as I said, I expected him to win this race, and in fact, I think Cole Custer came in the favorite to win this race overall. I don't know what the official Vegas odds were, but Cole Custer has had a very good career at Homestead in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, especially when it comes to trying to race people when he was basically playing championship spoiler his first couple of years in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I believe it was him who dominated the entire race when William Byron went on to win the championship without winning the Homestead race. Speaking of guys battling it out for position, though, we got Jesse Love versus AJ Allmendinger also battling it out. Yeah, for position, but again, the biggest positional battle on the track is going to be this battle for the lead, the battle for the win. Is always going to be the thing that takes priority here. And let's see. Again, right now, this battle is I'll say they're starting to tame this one out just a little bit, and as I say that, Austin Hill back to the bottom of the racetrack, gonna try and clear, and he slides up in front of the 00, and he does get the lead away from the 00 of Cole Custer. Meanwhile, the 21 of the 21 there ends up taking the lead, and he is able to hold on to it for at least a couple of laps here. Now let's see what the 00 can do. Again, the 00 going to be trying to make something happen. Alright, let's see. Again, the Jesse Love and the 16 are also have been going at it for quite a while here, which is just incredible that they can continue going back and forth at each other like that. Let's see. So there we go, 115 laps down now. And again, the looming finish of this race getting ever closer. Alright, so there we go. And again, Homestead tomorrow, 2:30. We'll be on the air probably about 2:15. We'll have to wait and see, but we'll be streaming tomorrow's NASCAR Cup Series race as well, so don't you guys worry about that. And again, we're back. They're back from commercial break, and the 2 and the 16 are still going at it, fighting tooth and nail here. And there's Ryan Sieg in the 28. I was kind of waiting to see where he was going to be in the middle of all that fighting, considering the fact that Allmendinger had not had a massive lead over Ryan Sieg up to this point. And speaking of massive leads, the 21 of Austin Hill has absolutely driven away and blown by the 00. Okay, what happened to the 00? Because something had to have happened to him in order for Hill to have gotten that kind of lead here. And they're not going to show it. Okay, so maybe it was just a couple of good laps, but I can't imagine that Custer fell that far behind without some sort of wall contact or something that led to him potentially being slower. Especially as now the 21 is in lap traffic and working his way through it really well. Alright, so there we go. And again, Austin Hill leading is a worst case scenario for Chandler Smith, who continues to drift further and further down the leaderboard as Justin Allgaier passed him a few moments ago. And now he's got Sam Mayer breathing down his neck for the 8th position, which would be another spot lost here if he is not able to hold on to that. And again, that is just another one of those nightmare situations here. Again, worst case scenario for him would be Austin Hill winning. Cole Custer, not as bad. Eric Almirola would be his ideal. Well, ideal assuming that it couldn't be him. Right, here we go. So yeah, right now we're chilling out here. Again, would love to see who you guys think's gonna win this race as we're coming down later and later into this run. It's been a pretty good one here. Well, let's see. Again, AJ Allmendinger up into the 4th position, 5 seconds behind the leader. Hill has just absolutely blown the doors off of Custer now that he's gotten that lead. Okay, well, hey, Austin Hill's starting to establish himself as maybe a threat here. Maybe we should have taken him more seriously as a threat from the get-go here for the spot. Ultimately, we didn't really consider him much of a threat, and I think we're going to ultimately pay a bit of a price there for that one. And there we go, Ryan Sieg up to the top of the track to go ahead and put a block on what the 7 to Justin Allgaier is trying to do. As he continues to run right up against that fence, trying to get every inch of the wall that he's allowed to use. And Sammy Smith has now lost a lap, and he is almost certainly finishing one lap down. And oh, we got a big crash! Caution flag! And there's a spin and crash. The number 26 of Ryan Truex has gone around, and that is a heartbreaker there for Ryan Truex. A driver really who's just trying to prove that he deserves a ride in this series next year. He's won multiple races this year. He won a race last year at Dover. And ultimately, he just wants to have another shot at this, at the NASCAR Xfinity Series on a full-time basis there. Okay, so yeah, it was the 11 of Josh Williams had a tire go down, and he hooked the 26. So that was, instead of 26, an innocent bystander there on that one. Nothing he could have done. The 11 had a tire going down, which nothing really the 11 could have done either. Just wrong place, wrong time for the 26. And again, yeah, just a driver who really wants to try and make a name for himself here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series and prove that he belongs somewhere in this series next year. As a lot of the Joe Gibbs cars have been filled up now, it might be a Sam Hunt Racing type of season if he is going to get a full-time opportunity, which, again, I think Sam Hunt Racing should absolutely give Ryan Truex a full-time offer. I do not see a reason why you wouldn't give him a full-time offer at this point. And does that put not Ryan Truex, does that put Sammy Smith back on the lead lap, I believe? Let's see. Everything points to yes. Sammy Smith will be brought back on the lead lap because of this caution flag. So let's go. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Let's see. So, Oregon has taken a commanding 35-3 lead in their game over the University of Illinois. BYU has taken a 24-10 lead over UCF. Alabama holds their 13-0 lead over Missouri as they have started their third quarter of play. And Texas takes a 21-7 lead here over Vanderbilt as they are nearing halftime in that game. And pit road is open, and they are coming down pit road. Alright, so there we go. And we are just chilling out here. And again, caution flag has brought out this one, but again, Austin Hill wins the race off pit road, and we are going to be getting ready for a run back through this one. And again, this caution flag pretty well timed here. Yeah, they're still going to need another influx of pit stops to occur. As they're still going to need another either a lot of cautions or some more luck to fall their way here. All right. We got an update from Connor Jones. Okay, let's see. I have not yet had the chance to personally apologize to Matt, talking about Matt Mills, for the incident that took place in today's race at Homestead-Miami Speedway, but I intend to do so. Matt and I have encountered several on-track incidents this season. Yeah, because you've been a little bit of a wrecking ball this year. Yeah, and I let my frustration get the best of me. I underestimated the impact my actions would have on Matt, and I deeply regret the consequences that followed. I would like to extend my sincerest apologies to Matt, Nice Motorsports, and NASCAR, and my entire Thor Sport Racing team for my unsportsmanlike behavior. My thoughts are with Matt during this time, as he's heard that he's been taken to the hospital for further evaluation following the contact on the racetrack. I mean, ultimately, it is a very PR post. I mean, I can't blame him. I think that's the right thing to post, obviously, at this time. But, yeah, I think absolutely, we're all thinking and hoping for the best for Matt Mills. And again, if I do see anything, I'm keeping an eye on the Nice Motorsports Twitter account as well to see if we have any action there. Let's see. Nice Motorsports, just kind of go ahead and check, see if maybe they posted something. Yeah, either in response to that or just as an update. Nope, nothing since the update 3 hours ago where he's been taken to the hospital, but again, hoping for the best. Yeah, hoping and praying for the best there for the driver of the 42 truck, and hope to see him back on track for Martinsville. And again, I think that Connor Jones, he said the right things, but, and this is something I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with, your actions need to follow. And again, we haven't had a chance to see him in a race since the incident because it happened only a couple hours ago. But I think we'll see, based on how he races the remainder of the season, that will determine how sorry he really is when we get a chance to see him on track at Martinsville. Because I believe Connor Jones is racing the Martinsville race for the Truck Series as well. So, again, saying all the right stuff. Hopefully the on-track behavior will mimic that and show that he is sincere, which I sincerely hope so. And here we go. Coming back from commercial break, should be back to on track. Should be back to green flag racing here shortly, as the lights are off on the pace car and we are ready to go green with both RCR cars on the front row, the 2 and the 21. There's no way the 21 can just let the 2 win, right? He has to fight him for it. But if the 2 is able to win, that is a very big moment there for the 21 of Ryan, for the 21 of Austin Hill and the 2 of Jesse Love. As they go green flags out, they are back to racing. And here we go, let's see. Jesse Love does not get quite as good of a restart as his teammate Austin Hill there, but they both get lined up on the top side of the racetrack. Oh, Austin Hill goes down to the bottom, almost giving a little bit of draft to the bottom line here, helping Cole Custer potentially draft ahead. Again, it was only for a brief moment, but sometimes, as everybody in this sport knows, brief moments, and there we go, Cole Custer with the momentum around the inside, takes the lead from Austin Hill, and 0-0 now to the race lead. But yeah, the thing I want to see is I want to see what the playoff cut line would look like if Jesse Love were to win this race, because that's the thing we haven't really seen because of the fact that it's been either Austin Hill or Cole Custer leading an enormous chunk of this race. We haven't really gotten a chance to see what the points would look like if it was Austin Hill and Cole Custer fighting for points around that cut line. If, say, again, someone like Jesse Love were to win, or even someone like Chandler Smith. I mean, obviously Chandler Smith led it early in the race, but that was before we knew that Austin Hill was going to win 2 stages and gain 20 points on the day, which is a massive amount of points for a driver to gain. In fact, it's the most amount of points you can earn through the stages. And in fact, let's go ahead and I'm going to take a quick look at the laps led on the day. Yeah, which is also a quick reminder for any of you guys who enjoy NASCAR. Not a paid promotion or anything, but NASCAR has a fan reward system that you can just check in on their leaderboard on their app, and you can get free points to use towards things like merchandise, autographed die casts, race tickets, and more. So, all you have to do is head to the app and check and sign up for the rewards program, then check in every time there's a NASCAR Truck, Xfinity, or Cup Series race going on. Free 50 points right there. And there are also multipliers and other bonuses that you can do to earn other points along the way. But that's your biggest and easiest way. And here we go. Austin Hill up the track, and he's going to lose more. It seems like his car is really bad in traffic, but the second he can get out in front of the field and just lead the race, he can drive away. But right now, Austin Hill, especially on this short run, has been just losing spots, and he's now lost a spot to Ryan Sieg here. Loses 3rd spot to Ryan Sieg, and looks like he might be about to lose 4th here to Eric Almirola. Alright, let's go ahead and I'm just going to grab the profile question real quick. Let's see, what is it? There we go. Alright, so again, Cole Custer, he's gotten to the lead of the race, and Austin Hill is just fighting for his life to hang on to 4th. And maybe he is really just a long-run car, because we did see that down the stretch in stage 2, that the longer that stage went on, the more and more dominant the 21 of Austin Hill got. And the second he was able to get that lead in stage 3, he was able to just take off like a rocket ship, and was able to leave Custer behind prior to that last caution coming out for Ryan Truex and Josh Williams. So let's see, laps led. 70 laps by Austin Hill, 33 of them by Cole Custer. So that's 103 laps out of the 133 that have been run. And the other 30 have all been led by Chandler Smith. Only 3 leaders throughout the day. Although this is saying 4 leaders. Okay, who else led 1 lap? I'm not seeing I'm not seeing another leader. I'm only seeing the 3 drivers for leading. But the NASCAR app says we've had a 4th leader, and I'm trying to think for the life of me who that 4th leader could have been, because we've had a pretty stale race up to this point. But yeah, Cole Custer and Austin Hill have actually kept this battle for the lead pretty interesting. But in terms of actual variety at the front of the field, it's been basically those two. Yeah, once Chandler Smith lost to the lead, Chandler Smith was able to drive when he had the lead, but again, it seems like dirty air is just really not his friend, as he's now back in the 7th position here, hanging on for whatever points he can. But again, the longer this run goes on, the more and more confident I'm going to be in Austin Hill's potential to go ahead and start rallying back. But at some point, he's actually going to have to start doing something to prove it. Speaking of doing something to prove it, here comes Ryan Sieg to the outside of Jesse Love. And here we go. Again, Ryan Sieg down the back straightaway, closing in on the 2 of Jesse Love. And let's see, it's going to be to the outside. Up the track goes the, up the track, and there we go. Let's see. Man, Ryan Sieg is doing everything right here to try and, again, earn a lot of points for his family team, minimize the bad breaks here, because, again, the whole reason that he and his brother Kyle swapped rides, because, again, if you guys don't remember, Ryan Sieg had been in the 39 car for most of his career, but late in these seasons, if when the team has needed him to swap rides to help out the 28 in terms of owners' points, in particular to try and avoid having them losing out on missing races with the 28 early on in the season, especially with Daytona and the risk of rain. Yeah, being able to go ahead and lock yourself into the field based on your owner's points from the previous season. Now, if he can build up the 28's owner's points, as he's already got the 39's owner's points incredibly high, should put on a pretty good show here. Speaking of putting on a show, here comes Leland Honeyman Jr. to the inside, trying to unlap himself here, as he just drives right around the inside of those two guys. And now he's going to set sail for the 00 Cole Custer. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here, and there we go. Let's see. There we go. Alright, well, we're just chilling out here. Again, hopefully you guys are enjoying it. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. Again, we've been doing these streams for about 2 years now, and again, looking forward to it. I will say, I'm going to be at a concert on the Saturday night when the Xfinity Series Championship race is going on, so I will not be here for that race, but I will be here for the other 2 races on the weekend, the Truck Series finale and the Cup Series finale. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Again, Chandler Smith here, coming to the back bumper of the 7, trying to gain back some spots here. Trying to maybe make something happen. Not sure if he's going to be able to make something happen here. But, again, it's all about trying to make something out of whatever he can here. Okay, Custer's radio saying that they're only 8 laps short. Okay. So these drivers think that they are in range to maybe make it to the end of the race. That is incredible. I thought they were easily outside the window. Oh, we got sparks coming out from underneath the William Sawalich machine. Possibly a flat tire on the 19 of William Sawalich. That is not good if William Sawalich is at risk of having a tire go down. That is really not good. Alright, there we go. And yep, here comes the William Sawalich machine on the pit road, and that is going to be a pit stop there for the driver who just lost a tire. No caution flag for that one, but Austin Hill has started his rebound as Ryan Sieg has fallen all the way to 5th here. Austin Hill, though, back up to 3rd. And again, Cole Custer absolutely putting on a blazing pace right now. 2.5, 3 seconds ahead of Jesse Love for 2nd. 3.5 seconds ahead of Austin Hill for 3rd. Amarola not much further behind there. And then Ryan Sieg behind him for 5th. I mean, it's a tight fight there for the top, for basically 2nd through 5th, but that battle for the lead is gone. The 00 Cole Custer, at least for right now, looks to be in a pretty strong position here. Alright, let's see. Alright, there's the there's the 19th Sawalich with fresh tires coming out onto the track. And, while he is the lap down car, he is going to be a lot faster than these other drivers here as they are going to be coming down to the, as they're going to be going on here to the, as they're going to be trying to go down and save fuel while he can just burn up all his stuff, trying to run down the leaders and trying to unlap himself. But right now, again, Jesse Love hanging on to 3 seconds behind the leader. He has managed to avoid losing time to the leader. Now the question is, how much do the other drivers have to save? If we know that the 00 Cole Custer might be close enough. Alright, so there we go. And again, we're just chilling out here, waiting for the end of this race to be coming. And, they're trying to blow... Oh, they got an oil leak or something over there in the pits. Or at least it looks like oil. Might be... Is it water? Let's see. And I say, it looks very dark to be water, but it could just be the color of the concrete underneath the water that's showing as really dark here. But yeah, 3-way battle for 3rd here. Austin Hill, Amarola, and Sieg all fighting it out for this spot. Sheldon Creed is joining back into this fight, though. Sheldon Creed and Ryan Sieg are going to start going at it. And oh my, the 1 and 7 just nearly took each other out there. As the 1 of Sam Mayer just slid right in behind the, slid up behind the 7 as the 7 was going by. Again, I think that is absolute dumb luck that they managed to not wreck each other there. So that is Sawalich joining the fray here as the 3-car train, not the 28 of Sieg. And here we go, top 5. Cole Custer as they get ready to go to commercial break. So this going to be a full screen commercial. Let's see. Nope, it's going to be side by side. Let's go. Alright, so side by side commercial break. We are under 50 laps to go. And again, we are closing in on the end of this race. The end of this race is coming sooner than you expect here. Gonna go ahead and give you guys another quick college football update from around from the 4 games we got going on. Oregon versus Illinois, no score update there, as it is still a 35-3 blowout for Oregon over the University of Illinois. BYU continues to blow out UCF in a 31-10 fashion there, as those games are both in the final 5 minutes of the third quarter. Missouri still scoreless against Alabama, who has put up now 20 points against them. Still 8 minutes left in the third quarter, so still plenty of time for Missouri to start to rebound, but they're going to have to do it soon. And speaking of games that are still have plenty of time left, Texas has a 21-10 lead over Vanderbilt, currently at halftime. Still, again, plenty of time for a comeback. But those are your 4 current active college football games going on that you guys might be missing out on, since you guys are choosing to spend your Saturdays with me, and I, again, greatly appreciate it and don't want you guys to miss out on it if you guys are interested in the score updates there. And there we go. Sheldon Creed goes by Eric Almirola here under the caution flag, as we're going to be getting ready for, again, if we do see any pit stops, it sounds like it's going to be very late in the running for cautions. Or not even for cautions, but for pit stops. If anyone needs a pit stop, if we go caution free, those pit stops are going to come very late. It sounds like, essentially only in the event of a parts failure, or if they absolutely need the fuel. Again, we know that the only team we've actually heard the radio from so far is that we know Cole Custer. We heard Cole Custer's radio say that they're about 8 laps short. And it looks like Eric Almirola coming to pit road. Eric Almirola dives to pit road, and that is going to be the first confirmed driver coming to pit road. As I said, it might be a while before we see a driver come to pit road, and all of a sudden we got one. Alright, and once again, I'm going to go ahead and check in on Nice Motorsports, see if there's any update. Nope, no update over there from Matt Mills, as here we go, more drivers coming to pit road this time by Cole Custer, Austin Hill, Jesse Love, and Ryan Sieg all coming to pit road. All your front runners coming to pit road here. That puts Creed, Allmendinger, Allgaier, Mayer, and Smith into the top 5 here. And again, these pit stops are going to be crucial here. You cannot have a miscue on this pit stop. You've got to be perfect. 14 seconds for Custer. 12.8 for Hill. 15 flat for Love. 15 flat for Ryan Sieg. 16.4 second pit stop there for Connor Zilic. 14.4 for Jeb Burton. And Ryan Truex gets his pit stop done in 15.8 seconds. Meanwhile, Anthony Alfredo comes down to his pit stall, and here comes the 8 of Sammy Smith. So everybody coming down to pit road. Brennan Poole, Sammy Smith, and Retzloff also on pit road. Yeah, Poole being the first of those guys to find their pit stall. Again, 40 laps to go. This seems like a reasonable time to go ahead and make your final pit stop. I assumed from the beginning that we were going to see pit stops, but when I started hearing that Custer's radio talking about being 8 laps short, I wasn't sure. But, the 2 RCR cars, though, and that's a lot of smoking tires there for the 21. I'm just eyeballing it, but I don't know. He went through that first sector really quickly. That could be a speeding penalty on the 21 car, and if that is going to be a major blow to the 21's chances here. Again, we don't know that it's a speeding penalty yet. I'm just going off the eye test, and he went through that first segment of pit road extremely quickly. And Chandler Smith, they are having trouble with the jack and have to bring out a second jack to try and get the first jack out. That is, no. Chandler Smith with a disastrous pit stop there, and those Joe Gibbs Racing guys are not going to be happy about that. That is not good. And here we go, the 81 coming out, and the 81 is going to go ahead and re-merge up onto the track, but as of right now, you've got a couple of drivers who have yet to come to pit road. You've got 10 of them. Creed, Allmendinger, Allgaier, Mayer, Kligerman, Jones, Van Gisbergen, Weatherman. Clements is on pit road now. So they are starting to cycle down through the pit stops here, and again, they're showing the issue that happened there with Chandler Smith's car as they tried to rock it off of the. They tried to go ahead and manually push it off the jack, but that just wasn't going to work. Here comes Justin Allgaier down pit road. Justin Allgaier coming down pit road. Jeremy Clements just wrapping up his pit stop at a 15.8. Comes out right in front of the 7 as the 7's coming in. A little bit hairy, but hey, they managed to make it work, and being able to get in, on and off pit road effectively is one of the things that these drivers are really good at. But here we go. Now, I would say, I think it definitely seems like pit road is a whole lot easier under green flag conditions because you're on there with virtually like one or two other cars potentially. But then you've got the fact that the entire time you're going down there, unlike in the during a caution flag where you're really not losing a ton of actual time on the racetrack outside of positions. When you're on pit road and the under the green, it feels like forever because you're watching everybody else around you just go ahead and fly right on by. Alright, so right now though, Creed, Allmendinger, Mayer, Kligerman. Oh, and here we go, Kyle Weatherman coming to pit road, leaving only 6 drivers on the lead lap. Or not 6 drivers on the lead lap, but 6 drivers who have yet to come to pit road here. 7 if you count Kyle Sieg, who has started to already lose spots to the drivers who have made the extra pit stop. So again, Creed, Allmendinger, Mayer, Kligerman, Jones, Van Gisbergen. Those are your 6 drivers who have stayed out to this point. Cole Custer currently leads the drivers who have already pit. 33 laps to go. Plenty of time for stuff to go right or wrong from here. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. Definitely seems like a pretty good race though so far. I'm certainly not complaining about the way it's played out so far. It's been pretty good, and I'm curious to see how Hill versus Custer shakes out here in another 30 laps. Because once we get 2 laps to go, that's when it's going to get really interesting here. Alright, so here we go. Now let's see, what do we got? We got the, the 18 of Creed, the 16 of Allmendinger, those are your front 2. Mayer, Kligerman, Jones, and Van Gisbergen all are probably able to make it within 10 laps to go before they absolutely have to come to pit road due to fuel. Now the question is, can any of these guys potentially fuel mileage their way all the way to the win? Say, I know Sheldon Creed, obviously, he would be a first-time winner if he's able to pull it off. Allmendinger, he's a very experienced road course racer. He could definitely pull it off. Kligerman or Mayer would be a little bit of a surprise. Brandon Jones would be a complete outlier. And Shane Van Gisbergen, I don't know if he even knows how to save fuel yet in these cars, as we've not had a whole lot of it. And, Sam Mayer gets into the fence just a little bit here. And looks like, yep, here comes Sam Mayer coming to pit road. Sam Mayer and Sheldon Creed also on pit road. So Sheldon Creed not going to try and take the gamble to try and get his first career win. Going to ultimately come to pit road and hope that this is the way to do it. I figured, considering he had nothing really to lose and everything to gain by trying to go for it, I assumed that maybe, that either the 18 of Creed or the 16 of Allmendinger were going to be the ones to stay out. But ultimately, Creed comes down into pit road. Oh, good 16-second pit stop. Hey, that Joe Gibbs crew doing a really good job. Mayer, a 21-second pit stop for Sam Mayer. That is disheartening there for Sam Mayer to go. Oh, and he just drove it in and just missed the pit box. So he had to back it up to get into his pit stall. Yeah, for Sam Mayer. So that's what ultimately caused his day to his pit stop to be 21 seconds. Kyle Sieg and Parker Kligerman both completing their pit stops here. And again, Cole Custer starting to move up the list as they just went and passed SVG on track. There we go. They just went and passed Shane Van Gisbergen on the track, and now they're starting to potentially put a lap on the pair of Sammys here, Sammy Smith and Sam Mayer. Alright, so yeah, right now though, Allmendinger, Jones, those are your last two drivers who could potentially try and make this whole stay strategy work, but it's getting weaker by the minute between these guys in terms of... Alright, so yeah, right now though, the one of Sam Mayer definitely going to be trying to make some gains and see what he can do on the racetrack to try and recover. He's currently in 17th place. After that bad pit stop, we'll have to wait and see where he is in terms of lead lap or lap down here. As SVG loses another spot here as Austin Hill gets by him, and it will soon be Eric Almirola, Jesse Love, and some of the others that get by him. Alright, so yeah, right now though, Cole Custer all the way up to second. He just passed Brandon Jones, and that's going to allow, again, Cole Custer to make his way. He's fighting his way right towards the lead of the race. Meanwhile, right now, Austin Hill is in 4th place and kind of just meandering his way through the field. I feel like he's going to have to get more aggressive if he actually wants to try and catch the 00 of Cole Custer here. Alright, let's see again. Right now, Austin Hill hanging on to this one. He goes up to the 3rd position. He's trying to close in the gap on Custer. Alright, let's see again. Right now, Cole Custer, Allmendinger, the last driver to actually be able to hang on to that lead spot. Alright, So yeah, right now though, 23 laps to go, and they are just working their way down here. Oh man, it has been a long race, but hey, hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I know I certainly have enjoyed this one. Alright, number the 19's tires coming off the number 19 car that last round of pit stops. Again, 22 laps to go here. No update from Nice Motorsport. Again, I'm going to keep refreshing this page trying to find anything that Nice Motorsports has said about Matt Mills' condition, because definitely starting to get a little worried for him. As again, we've heard nothing. And alright, let's see. And here we go. AJ Allmendinger comes to pit road, and that's going to put the race in the hands of Cole Custer here. 20 laps to go. 20 to go. Cole Custer, the race leader. Austin Hill to second. Third is going to be Eric Amarola. Fourth, Love. Fifth, Jones. Sixth, Riley Hurt. Seventh, Ryan Sieg. Alright, come on. And AJ Allmendinger gets his stop done at 13.8. Not a bad stop there, but pitting so late in the cycle, it's going to hurt him. Now he'll have some fresh tires to try and make up on the run here. Alright, so yeah, right now though, 19 laps to go. And again, Cole Custer hangs on to a 1.2 second lead here over Austin Hill. The rest of the field has a massive gap between them and the leaders, so definitely looks like the race win is going to come down to one of those two. Alright, here we go. Again, right now, Love is the big one that, Love needs the race win more so than his teammate in Austin Hill. But again, he is currently in fourth place and way further back than normally you would imagine. All right, let's see. But yeah, we're just kind of wait. I'm still refreshing Twitter looking for anything about Matt Mills. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. 17 laps to go, and again, Austin Hill has made it a battle here. Under 1 second between himself and Cole Custer here, as they are going to be closing it into 15 laps to go. And Hill has the speed. He is going to get there. The question is, what will happen when they get there, and will there be a caution? Because again, the battle to try and hold him off is going to be the biggest thing, and I don't know if Cole Custer's got that in him or not here. Let's see. Most led laps at tracks. Shocker that Miami is at the top of the list there for Cole Custer. 470 laps that he's led at this track. Kind of surprised that a track like Bristol isn't the highest, considering the fact that, well, they run more laps at Bristol than most anywhere else. Alright, so there we go. so 14 laps to go, and again, Austin Hill has closed in dramatically here to try and close this one in. Jones and SVG are both nearing the end of their fuel mileage. They're both going to probably have to come to pit road here shortly. Meanwhile, though, again, Creed and Allgaier are having slightly fresher tires than the rest of them. Alright, so 13 laps to go, and again, sets of tires remaining this race. Nobody has any sets of tires left if we get a late race caution, except for Jones and SVG. If we get a caution here before those two come to pit road, that could be massive for them. Alright, let's see again. Right now, 12 laps to go, and again, Cole Custer, here we go. To the outside goes Austin Hill. Austin Hill on the outside of Cole Custer trying to make it work around the outside. Can Austin Hill take this one down? Let's see. Hill to the race lead goes Austin Hill. Custer on the inside. Cole Custer going to try and fight it back. Can Custer hang on to that lead? No. Custer is going to fall to second, and he's going to fall in line here. And that puts him 29 points above the cut line. Chandler Smith 29 below. And again, that's hitting that magic 30 number where 30, I think you start needing to worry about potentially trying to win. But man, Austin Hill is doing his whole drive away thing that he did late in earlier in this stage, where he gets to the lead. And then he set sail a full second already between himself and Cole Custer. And again, Austin Hill just turning on the turbo boosters here. And that is going to go ahead and, if Hill's able to hold on for another 10 laps, that would put Austin Hill automatically into the Championship 4 at Phoenix. And there we go. There goes Brandon Jones coming to pit road. Basically because he had to, and now he's got 9 laps, only 9 laps left to try and fight back on the fresh tires. He was kind of hoping for a caution to keep himself on the lead lap. Alright, let's see again. Right now, Austin Hill has just such a massive lead over the field here that it's going to be hard for anybody to really run him down without a caution. But, right now we're going to have to wait and see. Alright, so right now though, Austin Hill putting on a pretty good show here, honestly, down the stretch, but just absolutely showing a masterclass to Cole Custer about what real speed is. Alright, so right now though, it's going pretty good. They've got 1.6 seconds now between Custer and Hill is just driving away from this one. And there is no real competition or contest here, as they are continuing to make this work. And let's see, what's it gonna be? Alright, let's see. Again, Austin Hill, 1.8 seconds now, and Custer is just losing ground and quickly here to Austin Hill. Not trying to jinx them, but a yellow flag here would bunch them up pretty good here. Oh, I just accidentally turned on the audio for the TV. Can't do that because copyright reasons, obviously. But, again, Cole Custer, absolutely, they just need a caution flag here. 6 laps to go. Long laps here. And, again, Cole Custer is now officially 2 seconds behind Austin Hill. And that gap is not going to be shrinking at all anytime soon. But here we go. Austin Hill shaking the car a little bit. Does he have a tire maybe going down? Let's say the 21 maybe shaking like he was trying to maybe get fuel to the pickup or something, which seems weird because, again, both of those things should be pretty well avoided by now just because of the fact that the 21 Austin Hill is miles out ahead of the next car behind him. 3 seconds to the good and 5 laps to go. Alright, let's see. Again, 5 laps to go. Hill, all he needs to do is maintain. He doesn't need to set a new speed record with each lap. Just hang on here. You've got a 3-second gap to second. You do not need to light the world on fire. Alright, let's see. Again, right now, 4 laps to go. 4 more times around. And let's see. Do we see any shot of a caution coming out? Again, I'm not seeing anything that could cause one, but that's about the only thing that would stop Austin Hill at this point. Hill has just got a massive lead here. And let's see, what do we got? 3 laps to go, and once again, Cole Custer continuing to lose sight of Austin Hill out the front door, or out the front windshield. 3.2 seconds back. And, yeah, it is just a massive gap here. So, I mean, legitimately here, 2 laps to go, and Austin Hill is just gone. 3.5 seconds out in front goes Austin Hill. And once he sees that white flag here, the race is going to be over. White flag, the race ends next time by. The caution cannot send it to overtime. And Austin Hill, he can slow the car down. There is no competition or challenge here for the number 21 car. He's got a 3-second gap behind him. He just needs to play it safe with the lap cars ahead of him. Coming down the back straightaway, goes by the 97 of SVG, goes to the inside of the 45 here. And it looks like it's going to be a nice, easy coast to the checkers for the 21 of Austin Hill, who wins here. Oh, we got a red flag. Why? Oh, okay, must have just been the wrong graphic. Okay, here we go. Checkered flag. Wait, what? Okay, why is timing and scoring on the screen showing that they black flagged Hill? Alright. All the graphics on screen just seem to be glitching. Okay. Austin Hill advances to the championship 4. That's the important thing. There we go. Austin Hill is your race winner. Cole Custer second. Third, Eric Almirola. Fourth, Jesse Love. Fifth is Sheldon Creed. Sixth place is Riley Herbst. Seventh, Ryan Sieg. Eighth, Justin Allgaier. Ninth, Sam Mayer. And rounding out the top 10 is AJ Allmendinger. And there's the burnout for the number 21. And there we go. Yep. The big burnout here for the 21 team. And again, Austin Hill going to the championship 4. Something that probably should have happened last year if it wasn't for his teammate being in the way. Again, I don't blame Sheldon Creed for what he did, because again, I don't think he makes the corner otherwise without hitting the brakes. But again, without hitting the brakes there, yeah, if he manages to stay out of the way of Hill, he might have been able to go ahead and allow Hill to get the spot. But again, massive congratulations here to Austin Hill. He needed the win. He gets it, and that now puts all the pressure on the 81 of Chandler Smith, who absolutely needs to earn points here. Virtually everybody else is a must win at the next race, because again, Austin Hill being one of those cut line drivers, winning and moving the cut line just makes it all that much harder. Again, if you guys are new here, as we do at the end of all these streams, we will be going through and reading through the finishing position of every single driver, giving them all their due credit for where they did finish here in this NASCAR Xfinity Series race. So if you guys just showed up for the live race reaction, I thank you guys for showing up. And again, remember to hit the subscribe button so you guys get notified when I go live. I will be live again tomorrow for the NASCAR Cup Series race, but for those of you guys who are going to hang around for the last little bit, see if any post-race drama happens, feel free to stay tuned. But yeah, again, we will be going through the full finishing order. So there we go. And yep, an Austin Hill win. There we go. Again, we are just chilling here, and this is Austin Hill gets the win, and it honestly doesn't feel that bad because it doesn't feel like it's been overwhelming with the amount of Austin Hill wins that we've seen. So, again, congratulations to Austin Hill for the race win. Second place was Cole Custer. Third, Amarola. We already went through the top 10, so we'll just go through the top 10 real quick. Jesse Love, Sheldon Creed, the top 5. Riley Herbst, Ryan Sieg in the 28. Justin Allgaier, Mayer, Allmendinger. Mayer and Allmendinger through the top 10. Parker Kligerman coming home in 11th. Good job for him. Again, as he finishes out his full-time NASCAR Xfinity Series career. Connor Zilic in the number 88 car coming home in the 12th position. 13th for Chandler Smith. So again, Chandler Smith, though, he's going to have that pressure right on him next week as they head to the Martinsville Speedway. Kyle Weatherman coming home 14th in the number 91 car. And rounding out the top 15, it's Anthony Alfredo in the number 5 car. Jeremy Clements, the last car on the lead lap, there in 16th place. And SVG, the first car one lap down, in 17th. Brennan Poole comes home one lap off the pace in 18th, along with Brandon Jones, who comes home in the 19th position. Jeb Burton comes home in the 20th position, driving that number 27 Jordan Anderson racing car. Ryan Truex comes home in the number 26 car, coming home 21st place, one lap off the pace as well. And Sammy Smith, who had a really rotten day going, manages to pull himself up by the bootstraps and gets all the way to a 22nd place finish, only one lap off the pace. Really impressive there for him. Again, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think he's still in a must-win going to Martinsville, but we'll have to wait and see. Parker Retzloff, 23 points off, or 23rd position, one lap off the pace. William Sawalich, making his NASCAR Xfinity Series debut, comes home in the 24th position after a flat tire in around mid-race kind of derailed his day. Ryan Ellis in the 43 comes home in the 25th position. Kyle Sieg, the final driver to come home that was only one lap behind the race, coming home in the 26th position. Josh Williams, after his incident in stage 3 with the 26 of Truex, he ends up coming home 3 laps off the pace. And Brad Perez also coming home 3 laps off the pace in the 07, coming home 28th. 29th for Austin Green, driving the number 14 car. We didn't even really talk about him much at all today, but he comes home 3 laps off the pace. Leland Honeyman Jr. rounds out our top 30 finishers here today, also 3 laps off the pace, driving that number 42 car. Mason Maggio, who I finally got the actual correct pronunciation verified by him over on Twitter, so thank you, Mason, for going ahead and confirming the pronunciation of your name. Coming home through the final driver coming home 3 laps off the pace in 31st. Dylan Lupton in the AM racing car comes home 32nd, 4 laps off the pace. Dawson Cram comes home 33rd, also 4 laps off the pace. Blaine Perkins 5 laps off the pace in 34th place. Armani Williams comes home 35th, 7 laps off the pace. Thomas Anuzitia comes home 10 laps off the pace in 32nd. I have absolutely no idea if I pronounced that even remotely close to right, and I apologize to anyone who might know how to pronounce it. If you guys do, let me know and correct me, but yeah, he comes home 10 laps off the pace. Nick Lights ends up crashing out 113 laps shy of the checkered flag here today with the flat tire that absolutely tore his quarter panel apart of that number 92 car. He comes home 37th. And Matt DiBenedetto had a real quiet exit from this race as he comes home 38th, driving car number 38. 144 laps off the pace for Matt DiBenedetto. But that is everything here from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy the live stream, again, make sure you guys absolutely hit that like button and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Again, we will be live tomorrow sometime around 2:15, 2:20-ish for the NASCAR Cup Series race. We will be here and ready for a NASCAR Cup Series race tomorrow. But until next time, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next